You see the light in the strangest places if you look at it right. And I saw the light, and I was in a really strange place. I was kneeling in front of this Coke machine, and I'd been kneeling there for about 2.5 hours, and I was just miserable. I was frustrated, I was lonely, I wanted to go home, I wanted to see my girlfriend. I was away at college, freshman year, 1,000 miles away, and I just realized at that point in time that some things needed to change in my life. Now you're probably wondering, what the hell are you doing kneeling in front of a Coke machine for 2 hours? I had attempted to remove a bottle of soda from this Coke machine by snaking my hand up inside it. And I was actually pretty good at this because I had relatively thin wrists and I could get my hand in there and I could push the bottles up and you twist it and you pull it down. But there were too many bottles in this particular machine and I stuck my hand up there and I got it in and I couldn't get it out. And it was like one of those Gordian knot things where you're pulling and it's like just getting tighter and tighter. So my friends decided they would try some things. They shook the machine. That just made the rest of the soda sink down more and my hand got stuck. They put 15 cents in, which is what a Coke cost back then, hoping that it would dispense my hand. And that didn't work. And so I was forced at that point in time to sort of fall on my sword and call the guy that has the key to the machine to get me out. Now this was going to get me in trouble with the dean because I was stealing a 15-cent bottle of Coke out of the soda machine. But as I sat there waiting for this guy who never showed up, you know, it was torturous. And what was torturous was just sort of thinking about all that had happened in this semester. And it had been for me an amazing experience. I'm away from home. I was 17 years old. I'd gone to my first Grateful Dead concert. Obviously, I was impressed by them. I had gone skinny dipping with 4 girls, me with 4 naked girls. It was like I died and gone to the Coal Mine Lake. But I had also lost my virginity. And this was, I thought, actually a very good thing, except for the fact that I did not lose it with my girlfriend, Eileen, who was back in New York. I lost it with this older woman, Barb. She was 20, I was 17. And it was, you know, it was one of those innocent situations. You know, it starts out with somebody giving you a back rub, and then it's sort of a front rub, and then it's a little further down rub, and then, you know, the next thing you know, you really like having sex with Barb, this older woman. And you know that you shouldn't because you're really in love with Eileen, but you really like having sex with Barb. And Barb, you know, I have to give her credit. She realized immediately that I needed practice, which I was completely good with. You know, we could practice and whatnot. So this went on, this was going on for 5 weeks, and it's 5 weeks later when I'm in front of this Coke machine and I've had my arm stuck in it, and I need to pee, and I need to get it out, and I'm feeling guilty. And there's been this parade of people coming down. Some are coming down to get a Coke. Others are coming down, which they couldn't get. Others are coming down, you know, to give advice. Have you tried dispensing your hand? And it's like, yeah, we tried that already. Have you tried shaking the machine? Yeah, we tried that already. And then there were just a group of people that would come down and because they wanted to see who the stupid freshman was that had their hand stuck up in it. And somebody came down and suggested, because I was complaining about needing to pee, that maybe they should get a bottle. And I thought, well, okay, that might work. And then I realized, I know what I'm going to get in trouble for with my hand in the machine. You know, I'm not sure what I'm going to get in trouble for if I'm trying to pee into a bottle and someone comes and finds me. I mean, I don't know what that would look like. And it's a small campus, and I was fairly certain that word would get around about this kid who had gotten more than just his hand stuck in the Coke machine. So it's been 2 hours, and we decided maybe the thing to do is lay the Coke machine over on its side. If we did that, you know, take the weight off and I could pull my hand out. And if that didn't work, we could tip it upside down, which seemed, you know, a lot, but I needed to get my hand out and I needed to pee. And when we were about to try to do that, the guy with the key came and he opened the door and I got my hand out and I decided at that point in time, you know, this is pretty damn stupid and I was gonna deal with this and do different. So Monday, I got called into the dean's office, and I got a verbal warning from Dean Gordon, which entailed him basically saying, "Paul, that was a really stupid thing to do. Don't do it again." And I didn't. I gave up Coke completely. I went for cream soda for a while and then switched over to root beer. Moreover, and I never violated the Coke machine, but moreover than that, I broke up with Barb on that weekend. And she was pissed at me because she had spent 5 weeks training me, and now I was going back to this girlfriend in New York who, as she put it, wouldn't even put out for me. And she was pissed, not because she loved me, but because she had wasted 5 weeks, and I was quickly replaced. But I can honestly say that after that, I was true to Eileen, and I ended up back with her because I flunked out of college and ended up driving a forklift back in New York. And unfortunately, the relationship kind of folded because I was working too much and I was boring and whatnot, which is, that's why most relationships fail if you haven't noticed it. You're boring and somebody else is more interesting. But, end of the day, I can honestly say it was the right thing to do. She broke up with me, we got back together. Things went on and on, back and forth, and I can say now that it's been 40 years later, and we're both madly in love, happily married to other people, and we have a very wonderful relationship. Laughing about the fact that for both of us, we were each the one that got away. Thanks.